You know, when I was just a young shepherd boy, well, let me tell you, life was a lot simpler back then. But simple doesn't always mean easy.
Oh, no you don't. These sheep aren't your breakfast.
I guess I showed him, but you know, strength isn't just about fighting off wolves.
Here, little lamb, where are you?
Oh my, excuse me, I don't suppose you have any food to spare.
I don't have much, but I'm happy to share.
Thank you, young man. You know, true strength lies not in muscle, but in a heart full of faith and courage.
Those words stuck with me. Little did I know how much I'd need them in the days to come. Life went on as usual for a while, but elsewhere things were, well, not so peaceful.
Have you seen the size of that Philistine giant?
We don't stand a chance against Goliath.
Goliath, even from a distance, he was, let's just say, intimidating.
Tisk tisk, sorry little brother. This is men's work. You just stay here and play with your sheep.
I can help. I'll bring supplies to the camp.
I tried to sound brave, but honestly, I was terrified.
Give me strength. Give me courage.
And just like that, I was about to step into an adventure bigger than I could have ever imagined. But hey, who says a shepherd boy can't dream big? Now, let me tell you, getting to that army camp was no walk in the park. The journey was filled with obstacles, each one testing my resolve.
Okay, this looks refreshing. Well, here goes nothing.
Well, actually, it was kind of like a walk in the park. If the park was trying to stop you at every turn. You know, looking back, I think the good Lord was giving me a crash course in problem solving. Trust me, I'd need it. Each challenge was a lesson, preparing me for what lay ahead.
Just like home. Except, you know, terrifying. Stay calm, David. You've got this, I hope. Excuse me, I don't think this look suits me, though it might scare Goliath.
By the time I reached that hill, I was starting to wonder if I'd made a terrible mistake. But giving up wasn't an option. Each step, no matter how small, was a step closer to my goal. But then again, the view from the top, it was something else. It made all the struggle worthwhile and gave me a glimpse of the bigger picture.
Wow, it's really happening. This is what I've been preparing for. I can do this. I have to do this.
Well, if it isn't our little brother, come to see what real soldiers look like. This is no place for a shepherd boy.
I brought supplies from Father, and I'm not just a shepherd boy. I'm here to help.
Is there no one among you Israelites brave enough to face me? Are you all cowards hiding behind your shields?
And there he was, Goliath. Let me tell you, no amount of looking up at trees as a kid prepares you for seeing a man that size. He was like a mountain come to life, and just as intimidating.
He's as big as a house.
More like 2 houses, with a watchtower. How can anyone hope to defeat him?
You don't seem as scared as the others. I'm Jonathan. What's your name, brave one?
I'm David. And well, I've faced wolves before. He's just a bigger wolf, right?
Oh, the confidence of youth, but you know what? Sometimes that's exactly what you need. A fresh perspective can change everything.
Wow, can you teach me to do that? It looks so powerful.
Sure, it's all in the wrist and practice. Lots of practice. Here, let me show you the proper stance first.
You cowards. Send out your champion or accept your defeat. Your God cannot save you now.
His words are like thunder. How can we stand against such a monster?
You know, it's funny. Sometimes the biggest giants we face aren't made of flesh and blood, but of our own fears and doubts. In that moment, I realized the real battle wasn't out there on the field, but right here in my heart.
Someone has to do something, and if no one else will, then I guess it's up to me. I can't just stand by and watch.
And just like that, I felt something change inside me. It was like all those little challenges on my journey had been preparing me for this moment. This was my calling. Of course, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But hey, that's the thing about faith. Sometimes you just have to take that first step, and let me tell you, that first step felt like the biggest one I'd ever taken.
You, a mere boy, face Goliath? This is either the bravest or the most foolish thing I've ever heard.
With all due respect, Your Majesty, sometimes it takes a fool to do what the wise fear to attempt. I'll face Goliath.
Good one, kid, and I'll go wrestle a bear.
Not exactly the reaction I was hoping for, but hey, when you're my size, you get used to people not taking you seriously.
You face Goliath? Well, we're out of options. Let's see what you can do.
I don't think this is my size. I'll go as I am. With God's help, that'll be enough.
Is this a joke? You send a boy to fight me? I'll feed him to the birds.
David, this isn't one of your little shepherd games. Go home before you get hurt.
I can't. Someone has to stand up to him.
You know, it's funny. The more people told me I couldn't do it, the more determined I became.
What am I doing? I'm just a shepherd. I can't fight a giant. God, I'm scared. I'm not strong enough for this. I'm not big enough. I'm not...
And then right there in my darkest moment, I felt it. That little spark of hope.
Maybe it's not about being big enough or strong enough on my own. Lord, I might be small, but with you, I can face any giant. Give me courage, give me strength, and maybe a little bit of luck with my aim wouldn't hurt.
Sometimes the biggest battles we face aren't out there on the battlefield. They're right here in our hearts. And let me tell you, winning that battle, that's where the real story begins.
All right, Lord, let's do this.
5 stones, that's all I had. Well, that and a whole lot of faith.
Here goes nothing, or everything.
I can't watch, but I can't look away.
Is this a joke? They send a lamb to the slaughter?
I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty.
You know, it's amazing how brave you can sound when your knees are knocking so hard they could start a rhythm section.
Quick feet, David, quick feet, Eob.
Let me tell you, dodging Goliath was like trying to avoid a falling tree, while the tree is trying to hit you.
Well, this is a perspective I didn't need.
Stand still, you little grasshopper!
You know, for a guy his size, Goliath sure had trouble hitting a moving target. Thank goodness for small mercies. And small Davids.
Lord, guide my hand.
In that moment, I swear I could see every detail on that little stone. Funny how time slows down when everything's on the line.
Did anyone get the number of that chariot?
He did it?
He did it.
I actually did it.
You know, sometimes the hardest part of doing something incredible is believing you actually did it. And just like that, everything changed. Not just for me, but for all of Israel. But you know what didn't change? That little shepherd boy with his sling and his faith, because at the end of the day, that's who I still was. Just David, a boy who learned that with enough faith, even the biggest giants can fall. And that, my friends, is a story worth remembering. Now, who wants to hear about the time I faced a bear? But that's a tale for another day.